Hi everyone, it's Maureen Muldoon and we're on lesson 97 of A Course in Miracles, the workbook lessons, and apparently I skipped over this one, which is, not surprising. I am spirit. It's a good one not to miss. I am spirit. Today's idea identifies you with your one self. It accepts no split identity nor tries to weave opposing factors into unity. It simply states the truth. Practice this truth today as often as you can, for it will bring your mind from conflict to the quiet field of peace. No chill of fear can enter, for your mind has been absolved from madness, letting go illusion of a split identity. So, fear is very fracturing, and it stems from a place of wanting to be special. And making yourself special makes yourself isolated, so no wonder it gets chilly. It's much nicer when we all cuddle together. You are spirit, I am spirit. We are spiritual beings having a physical experience for a temporary time. We state again the truth about yourself, the Holy Son of God, who rests in you, whose mind has been restored to sanity. You are the spirit lovingly endowed with all your Father's love and peace and joy. You are the spirit which completes himself and shares his function as creator. He is with you always as you are with him. So you can never be separate from this truth. I can never be separate from this truth. And it's like there's a beautiful sun, but we can't handle being so close to the sun because it would freak us out and burn us, And so the sun lets go of these beautiful rays, and we're the rays of the sun. And your brother is a ray of the sun. You've always been light. You will always be light. We came into this physical form to experience what separation and density and specialness would feel like. But every ray of the sun is equal to every other ray of the sun. And they just laugh at our ridiculous hierarchies that we've created, calling ourselves separate countries and separate states and separate religions. Like, what the heck are you got? It's very puzzling. Don't you know that you're one beautiful picture of God, and you think that you're a puzzle of God? You're not a puzzle of God. Spirit doesn't know separate pieces. We try to bring reality still closer to your mind. Each time you practice, awareness is brought a little nearer at last. Sometimes 1,000 years or more are saved. The minutes which you give are multiplied over and over, for the miracle makes use of time, but is not ruled by it. Salvation is a miracle, the first and the last, the first that is the last, for it is one. So in time, we're in time, so we get to use this time to remind ourselves that we are one with everyone, and because we are one with everyone, we love everyone. That's the natural equation of that. Like, if you're one with something, you're going to care for it and love it. It's kind of like saying, like, this hand is separate from my body. If that's what fear would have us believe, that we're separate pieces and parts. And then we come to realize, oh no, this is a part of me. It's a part of me. So because it's a part of me, I'm not going to harm it, because I know that would harm myself. So that same scenario is true for everything out there that seems to be separate from us. The whole body of man, which isn't just our physical body, but it's the body of our world. There's that story of that little boy who wanted to play with his dad, and he was like too busy. So he gave him a picture of the world, and he ripped it up in 1,000 pieces, and he said, go put the world back together again, thinking he had bought himself some time. And the little boy came back in a few minutes, and he had the whole world taped back together again. And the father said, how did you do that? And the son said, on the other side of the picture of the world was a picture of a man. And I don't really know anything about the whole world, but I know about a man because I know about you, Dad. And so I just began to put the pieces together. And once the man came together, the world came together. So this is exactly what we're going through right now. We're responsible for our holiness, to get ourselves together, to recognize that we're one with everything. So you are the spirit in whose mind abides the miracle in which all time stands still, the miracle in which a minute spent in using these ideas become a time that has no limits and has no end. Give then these minutes willingly and count on him who promises to lay timelessness beside them. He will offer all of his strength to every little effort that you make. Give him the minutes which he needs today to help you understand with him. You are the spirit that abides in him, and that calls through his voice to every living thing, offers his sight to everyone who asks, replaces error with the simple truth. So it's basically saying, like, go get your oxygen mask on, go spend some time with your source, and then from that Holy Communion, you'll be able to extend out into the world and remind every other parts and pieces of yourself, of myself, that it's time to come home. That we're all connected, that we're all one, that we don't need to build walls, that we should start building bridges. 5, the Holy Spirit will be glad to take 5 minutes of every hour from your hand and carry them around the aching world where pain and misery appears to rule. It's no wonder that I skipped this lesson, because today was the perfect day that I was supposed to do this lesson. He will not overlook one open mind that will accept the healing gifts they bring, and he will lay them everywhere he knows they will be welcomed. And they will increase in healing power each time someone accepts them as his thoughts and uses them to heal. An idea shared is strengthened. So every time you share this, you strengthen this idea for yourself and for everyone. Thus will each gift to him be multiplied 1,000-fold and tens of thousands more. And when it is returned to you, it will surpass in might the little gift that you gave, as much as does the radiance of the sun outshine the teeny gleam of a firefly makes an uncertain moment and goes out. The steady brilliance of this light remains and leads you out of darkness, nor will you be able to forget the way again. So it's saying, like, every single little gift you give to God, every single little moment will be expanded, and it will become like a hologram, and it will become so well faceted that our minds can't even comprehend it. But that this little teeny gift that you give will be magnified into 1,000 rays of suns that will remain with you to continue to draw you back to who you are, and you will never be able to forget it again. And when I was teaching this on the Miracles Live 365 calls, I was saying, like, it reminds me of Lion Witch in the Wardrobe, when the little kids go through the wardrobe and they end up in this whole other magnificent world, and they know how to get there. They can never forget that they got there through the wardrobe. We are called to go within as well, into our own little cubbies and our sanctuaries, to be still with God and find that doorway into the audacious nature of God for our true lessons and blessings, so that we can return them to the world. So it says, begin these happy exercises with the words the Holy Spirit speaks to you, and let them echo around the world through him. Spirit am I, a holy Son of God, free of all limits and safe and healed and whole, free to forgive and free to save the world. Expressed through you, the Holy Spirit will accept this gift that you receive of him, increase its power, and give it back to you. Offer each practice period today gladly to him, and he will speak to you, reminding you that you are spirit, one with him and God, your brothers and yourself. Listen for his assurance every time you speak the words he offers you today, and let him tell your mind that they are true. Use them against temptation and escape its sorry consequences if you yield to the belief that you are something else. The Holy Spirit gives you peace today. Receive his words and offer them to him. These words we're going to repeat again. They're beautiful. Spirit am I, a holy son, a holy child, a holy daughter of God, free of all limits, safe and healed and whole, free to forgive and free to save the world. Spirit am I, a holy son of God, a holy daughter, a holy child of God, free of all limitations, safe and healed and whole, free to forgive and free to save the world. This is what we came for. is the time, this is the hour to recognize that we are spirit. That we need to be connected to our source, which is spirit, which is love. And once we do that, we will be so very helpful to heal the puzzling addiction to our separation and the reunification of God's love. One more time. Spirit am I, a holy child of God, free of all limitations, safe and healed and whole, free to forgive and free to save the world. Namaste. I think it would be quite beneficial if we took this into meditation and just allowed ourselves to be still and contemplate what it feels like to be spirit, to remember that truth, to breathe and reconnect with that truth. I am spirit, the Holy Son of God, healed and whole, free to forgive, and free to save the world. I am spirit, the Holy Son of God, free and healed and whole, free to forgive, free to save. And even though we seem to be separate, God is with us, unifying us like the grout between the bricks. God holds us together even when we think that we are falling apart. Time to wake up. Love you. God bless. God bless. God bless. God bless. Stay anchored. Stay anchored in your practice, my love.